Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name's D, and here I make awesome songs that sound like this. What you heard is a clip of a song called I Think I Need It. This one's fun. It's a blend of a bunch of different stuff. I pick up rapping again, do a bunch of screaming, there's breakdowns, it's super high energy. I messed with some cool new production techniques like saturation, a little bit of mid-side processing, and more automation. I'm just getting bowed up just thinking about it. You're gonna get bowed up too. Come on, brother, let's get into it.
Just do it!
Alright, here we are in Studio One, my DAW, also known as a digital audio workstation. I have I Think I Need It, the session pulled up here, and this song kind of gets started off with a bang. It starts off with this modulated, affected guitar intro. Sounds like this. So you'll notice that the guitar is hard panned left and right, but I have delay and reverb sent to the opposite sides of the stereo spectrum to create some width. The guitars are affected by my Boss Harmonizer guitar pedal right here, and I have it set like a Digitech whammy almost. So I use it to slide up a whole octave, and it gives it that really kind of unique timbre. And those parts kind of go throughout the whole song, and they're backed up by the rhythm guitar tone, which is really the meat, along with the bass and the drums. The rhythm guitars sound like this. So I have the lows scooped out of here with the EQ, a little cut in the low mids, and then a little boost around 2K for some presence. And I also have some reverb. The guitar signal is actually my Vox MVX 150, using the emulated line out in the back of the amp. I think the emulation for the cab is a 112 Celestion with a SM57. I thought it sounded pretty cool. I got the rhythm guitar slammed with the Electro Harmonix Pumpkin Patch, which is like Billy Corgan's sound on Siamese Dream, which, even though the song doesn't really sound like a Smashing Pumpkins song by any means, it was definitely on my mind while I wrote it. So that kind of 90s pushed guitar really comes through. I also have a stereo expander on my rhythm guitar bus. I set the low end to mono to clean up the overall mix, and also to hopefully avoid any low end phase issues. And then I have mids and highs. I have the stereo width accentuated a little bit, and then a tiny gain boost in the highs. I'll do a bypass and then I'll enable it so you can tell the difference. It's pretty cool sounding. That's without, and this is with it engaged. Adds a little perceived loudness and a little bit of shimmer. Really cool. But what's a great guitar tone without a great bass tone? And I did some different stuff this time around with the bass. For the first time, I tried splitting my bass tracks, and that's when you have your high end on one track, you have your low end on another, and that way you can separate the processing and really fine tune your bass tone. So I have my sub channel has all of the side chaining with the kick drum to duck out of the way so every time the kick drum hits, so it has more impact and more transient. And the bass treble channel has a chorus on it, which I actually learned that Andy Wallace will regularly use a chorus on his bass tracks for some stereo width. And I thought that was really cool, so I wanted to mess with that. And so the bass with the two channels together sound like this. So you'll hear, if when I solo the sub channel, it's all the lows, and you'll actually hear the side chaining compression pumping in. And then the highs alone kind of sound funny and thin, but they are the other side of the sound. And they sound like this. For the chorus on the bass, I just use the stock chorus plugin in Studio One. On the treble bass channel, I also have the amp emulation, which is just a MK3 orange emulation. I don't have a amp emulation on the sub channel. It's just Process DI. And you can actually see my low pass. It's starting right around 200. And then my high pass starts right around 200, really kind of kicks in 350. That takes us to the almighty drum sound. So the drums are mostly Get Good Drums One Kit Wonder Architects. However, I have a significant amount of processing on them this time. I have the kick and the snare reinforced by samples I got on Splice. I'll play the whole kit right now and you'll get an idea of how slammed this thing is. Sounds really good, really heavy, really in your face, aggressive. So if I solo out, the kick sounds like this. And then just the Get Good Drums kick is this. I have R-Bass by Waves on here just to accentuate the fundamental, which is around 76. And then I have some saturation for a little bit of slap. You'll really see though the one shot here is just snap and punch. So it's really short. It's really just meant to make the kick feel huge when it actually hits. And here's the one shot. So just a lot of snap and a lot of low end. The snare, I think, came out really cool. This is the snare just with the Get Good Drum samples. Sounds really good. It's a little dark. I feel like Get Good Drum snares are kind of a little dark out the box. And so I kind of kept it that way, actually. I got a clipper on here just for volume. And then I have some reverb just for size and liveliness. But the interesting thing is I like to put R-Bass on my snare. I like to accentuate the fundamental, which is around 189 on this snare. It really kind of gives it that thud in your chest. And paired with the snare one shot, which really just completes the high end of it, it completes the snare. So this is the one shot, which is kind of funny because it sounds like a wacky 80s snare, like dance snare. Just got a lot of reverb and a little bit of EQ on this, completing the other parts that get good drum snare was lacking in. And together it makes a massive monstrosity of sound. You gotta love it. And another thing I really kind of did differently when I was mixing this song is I did a lot more processing on my overhead mics. I'll show you what the overhead mics sound like out the gate, and I'll kind of go through the chain because I really feel like it made a difference with how aggressive this sounds. So here is the overheads with no processing. Sounds like a little baby. Then I got some compression. CLA 76 by Waves. It's just a good compressor. I love this thing. Then I added more compression. This is just the channel strip through PreSonus Studio One. Stock plugin. Some reverb, because you need that on your overheads.
Obviously.
And then this is the big one, is the saturation. I kind of went crazy with the saturation. I put a lot of it kind of everywhere in this song, and I really felt like it added a lot of life. Maybe I overdid it. Maybe I'll overcompensate on the next one, but I'm really happy with this. Then I have another stereo enhancer, and I'm just spreading out the high end. And now I'll play you the processed overheads, and it's shockingly different. Sounds really good.
Okay.
This song also starts off with this little drum loop that I got on Splice, and I threw a automated frequency sweep on it. I think I actually used a wah pedal. I bounced it out, so I can't show you, but it sounds like this. It's a cool little... Yeah, see? Gets you hyped, ready for the drop. And speaking of the drop, I'll just play you the intro. So an interesting thing about this song is everywhere that it goes. It kind of starts off this straightforward, powerful rock, energetic thing, and then it goes into this kind of hyper backpack rap thing. Which I was pretty nervous to do because I'm not super confident in, rapping, and you could look pretty goofy and like a poser, and I don't want to look like a poser, even though I am a poser. I think it came out pretty cool. I'll show you where the instrumental goes out of that first part, which really is just the chorus without the vocals. Pretty cool little beat there that it goes into. Same chord progression, just completely different soundscape. Notably, the biggest difference is the drums, which are samples from Splice, again, and then also mixed in with this bounced out track from Impact, which is Studio One's stock drum machine. I have panned 59% to the right, which kind of creates a cool stereo field. Check it out. So I have it pretty heavily processed. I got some distortion on there. I got all the low end cut out, and I have like tape saturation in the high end. But when you layer in the actual meat and potatoes of it, the kick and snare sample, it really comes together. Then you throw in a hat sample. All right, and so let's go check out the vocals. We'll start with the vocals in this part because they're the first to rear their ugly head. The vocals here in the verses are pretty simple, actually. They are just 2 tracks down the center, right down the middle. One track is the main take, and the other track is just accentuating words that I want to have some more impact. So here is what the vocals sound like.
Hi, nice to meet you. My friends call me D. I'm a borderline narcissist with codependent needs. I wish I could say that I'm more than I seem, but I'd rather be fake so you could like me. And it's all an act, but I'm getting pretty great at it. Would you laugh if I...
So I was trying to talk really fast. And really, that's the whole part. Just kind of goes that way. Sounds like this all together.
Hi, nice to meet you. My friends call me D. I'm a borderline narcissist with codependent needs. I wish I could say that I'm more than I seem, but I'd rather be fake so you could like me. And
So the vocal chain is pretty simple. Again, I have some saturation, EQ, RVox. RVox is awesome. It's just a vocal compressor that I like to run at the beginning of my chain. It just gives it some extra sauce. And then the Howard Benson Vocal Suite, which I've talked about in every single video because I love this thing and it helps me tremendously by simplifying my workflow. And then I have some auto-tune pulled up on the rap parts just to kind of give it that really overly clean, polished sound, that you would expect in the genre. I'll let you in on a little secret. Every vocal you ever hear ever has a little bit of auto-tune on it. There's no shame in it because you can't make a crap vocal sound good even with auto-tune. So that brings us to the chorus. The chorus, you basically already heard it because that's what the intro part is. So over that, we have a new batch of vocals with a whole new set of effects and panning and ad-libs and stuff like that. So let's check out the vocals soloed on their own. Really simple. Whoa, I needed it all. The vocals kind of progress a little bit more as you go throughout the song, as you would expect, but that is the driving force. It's the hook of the song. And, all together, it sounds pretty cool. So maybe to the song's detriment, but going from, straightforward rock to this little rap part isn't the only way it ventures off. It also has a really heavy bridge, and the outro has several breakdowns. I just kind of went heavy-handed. I wanted to go as heavy as I could. The end of the song is literally the heaviest thing that I've ever made, which is odd because this song doesn't really call for it. It may be a little out of place, but I just wanted to go there. I wanted to see if I could make a hard transition, and I like testing the waters of that, do some genre bending and then just go completely to the left, subvert expectations. And also I like the way that it kind of goes along with the storytelling of the song. The song is about like this unhealthy need for attention I felt, especially when I was a kid, that it was just this insatiable need to be, recognized. A very attention hungry child. You feel it, it's just a part of you, and you kind of always feel that way, like you need to be the center of attention. And I think it could be pretty unhealthy, and you need to know that about yourself. This song, it's almost like this little monster inside you that's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. And this song gradually gets bigger. That monster gets bigger until it just completely envelops you, and that monster ends up sounding like this. So that's all I got for you. That is I Think I Need It. And now I think you are ready to hear the song in its entirety. See you soon.
narcissist with codependent needs. I wish I could say that I'm more than I seem, but I'd rather be fake so you could like me. And it's all an act, but I'm getting pretty great at it. Would you laugh if I played myself a fool about it? I break my back just to learn how to sing when Antari's out here crying new keys. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't need praise, cause I've been fighting for these songs just to get played. I sell out if it meant that I'd get paid. So sorry in advance when I beat the game. I'm here and I know what to do. I feel it and now you do too. Got my song stuck in your head. Yeah, you know, I know you did.
All right, so that was I Think I Need It. Super high energy. I hope that you liked it. Leave your thoughts in the comments of what you thought about the song. Did you like it? Was it too all over the place? Did I have too much compression on it? I read all of the comments, and if I get enough or enough interesting ones, I'll even make response videos. But now, for the real reason everybody's here, I get to show my extremely unbiased, brutally honest, very beautiful wife, I Think I Need It. Let's go get her review. Okay, Chelsea, so you just heard I Think I Need It. What do you think?
I really like this one. Favorite one so far, I think.
Whoa, favorite one so far. I'm a bit surprised, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, what's something that stands out?
Your production is hecka killer in this one. Yeah. I remember walking in and hearing that little glimpse, the other night, and I said it sounded kind of like Toxic Positivity, and I'm for real. Like, you nailed this one.
Awesome. Well, that feels good. So, from 1 to 10 Chelseas, what does I Think I Need It get?
I'm going to give this one 10. 10 Chelseas.
Whoa, 10 out of 10. That's a first.
First one?
Yeah, it's the first one. Well, you heard it here first. Our first 10 out of 10. It took 6 tries. And this is the one, so I'm just going to crank out a bunch that sound exactly like this. And if you want to see that, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment about your rating, and we'll see you next week.
Good job, babe.
Thanks.